Hi everyone, welcome to Embellishments on the 11th. I'm your host, Deb Hauk, for this, and there's a small group of us, I think around 6 of us that participate every month, something like that, 5 or 6. So I did 2 batches. Neither one was what I originally had in mind, but I didn't feel like doing what I originally had in mind. Anyway, I pulled out this simple vintage Christmas Simple Stories collection kit, which I hadn't used at all. I am not real good about vintage. I don't do it very often, but I pulled out 2 sheets, this one and this one, that had words on the back, but on the other side of it, well, like all different kind of vintagey words, this right here, but on the back of it is this holly. And it did come with a sticker pack as well as a sticker sheet. I didn't use any of the sticker sheet. No, that's a lie. I used one. But I did use some of the stickers, the smaller stickers. So let me just show you what I did. Oh, and also one card, I think I used these Gilded Gems, which are retired Stampin' Up. A couple cards, I used the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels in the Cherry Cobbler. They're also retired. I think a couple cards, I used this hemp. I only used the red and sort of cream color metallic classic hemp cord, which I got from Paper Source. They, I think, just got bought. I don't know if they still call themselves that. Okay, several of them were die cut out using these deckled rectangle dies. I have a little story behind them, but I'll save it for another time. And on some of them, I thought this looked sort of vintage. I used actually Pear Pizzazz ink because I found it most closely resembled the green in the holly leaves on the background. I used soft suede ink, Stampin' Up! Colors. With some of these partial deer, and I use this wishing you a wonderful season filled with all the good things that warm your heart and spirit. And I think on one of them I used the Merry Christmas. I can't remember if I used the bunny. I had the little child and the bunny out, but the child stamped the opposite way of where I wanted it for the tree, so I didn't use it. I think that, oh, and gold stickles on 1 or 2, and this gold, I've been using this a lot lately, shimmer ribbon from Stampin' Up!, which is current. And on a few of them I used this. I think I used the Christmas trees on one, the music notes on 1 or 2, and you can't see, I used the glimmer on 1, and then there's a plain gold up here I used on, I think, 1. I'm not sure. I'll show you as I go. Okay, let me bring them in. This is actually the last one I did, and I went and got the stickles because it just needed something and I couldn't figure out. I didn't really want to stick anything else on. So this is washi. This was the paper, and there you see the back. See? So this is the paper. Sticker, which I went around with stickles, and these are pieces of paper from up on the edge of the, you know, where it has the like this. Well, they have some of them, like this one has some holly berries a little bit left on it, so all of them have some design on part of it, and that's what those 2 strips are from that. Yeah, that's really it on that one. And oh, a sticker, it says wish you a Merry Christmas and joy, because I was thinking music, you know, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, and I did use the tree stamp partially with Pear Pizzazz first in the background. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Alright, so the first one I did, I'm going to kind of go backwards now, because this is the first one I did, and I feel like it needs something too. Maybe I'll go around it in stickles too. I don't know, but I stamped, so some of this was on there already, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's like holly leaves and berries, and this little circle design was on there. So I punched out a 2-inch circle out of the paper in the pack using a 2-inch circle punch. I think retired Stampin' Up. This then was a sticker. It has a to from on it, but oh well. This was a sticker, but I stamped the deer, the reindeer. Oh, there's the bunny, the wishing you a wonderful season. And I took a stylus, and but you couldn't see, but I kind of guessed, and I got some of the leaves puffed up. You won't be able to tell that. Oh, there, maybe you can a little bit. So that one, and I think some here, and one down here I got puffed up. And I kind of went around the circle with it too. So I thought that was kind of cool. But I do think I'm gonna, I did use the deckled edge, and I used cherry cobbler ink to go around the edge with a sponge on this one to make the deckled part of it stand out. Maybe I should have used soft suede. I did on some. I don't know. And then the next one I think was this one, kind of plain. This was a strip when I cut, I think, this one out. Yeah, because it's deckled. One edge didn't get deckled as much. I don't, maybe it wasn't this one. Oh, it's this. No, I don't know. Anyway, this little strip was off from cutting one of these rectangles out, and it's deckled on this side but not this side. So I just glued it down here because the paper had like a change in it. You know, it goes from this to this pattern, and it also had a change like here. So here again I stamped the trees on. I think I stamped them on this side too. Yeah, I did, in Pear Pizzazz. This was a sticker. It looks like doily behind it, but it's not. I put that over this piece of paper here. And then this is washi tape. This is from the double oval, and I just used Stampin' Up's very vanilla cardstock. Went around it with soft suede, stamped in cherry cobbler, and used the cherry cobbler rhinestones out of the holiday rhinestones. This was another little one, deckled, went around the edges with soft suede. You could use distress inks or distress oxide inks. Put a piece of ribbon down, and I used tear and tape to do that because I have been having a big issue with the Stampin' Seal Plus, which is nice for ribbon, but tearing my paper, and I didn't want to risk it, so I put tear and tape, double-sided tape down, both under the ribbon to hold it down, and then also, because it doesn't wrap around, I just needed to go all the way from end to end, and then I cut it along the decal edge. And then this was a strip I had too, and I put tear and tape on that and pushed it onto the ribbon, and it's holding very well. I don't know what I just, oh, I don't know what that was. Anyway, here I had a tiny little piece of real red cardstock, 1/4 inch. It was a little thinner than this sticker, but I put the sticker on that so I could bump it up. One cherry cobbler rhinestone, another sticker, and again, I feel like something is missing. I tend to want to overdo things, but I figure I can figure that out when I put these to use, probably for most of them on cards or something. I don't know. This is another one where I use the other side instead. So you can see that's the back. This is the front, deckled rectangle again. Went around the edge with cherry cobbler. Used some washi, but I had to add glue to the back, or yeah, I used glue on that one. Bumped both this rectangle cut out of the paper from the pad, and their papers are really nice and thick. Let me show you. I was kind of surprised. It's more like, almost like cardstock. It's really nice and thick paper. this isn't the one I use for the backgrounds, but you can see how thick that is. And then this one too. See, there's another postcard. I was gonna use this, but what I did is I just cut it in half, and then whatever I could get out of that half, that's what I used. And I used almost all of it except a couple strips which have the holly on them, so I can use them as accents on something else. Anyway, so the Season's Greetings was a sticker, but it was only the green, and what I did is I put it on a strip of Very Vanilla that I had left, and I cut this to kind of, it sort of had that torn edge feel too, so I cut the same way, and then I rounded here, and then I actually outlined that in a little bit of soft suede and a little bit of cherry cobbler to give it an aged look. This already had like words faintly in the background, so I didn't stamp anything on there. And here I used that hemp red and gold, or red sparkly metallic. I might have to trim that. And I just put that down with a glue dot, and then the gilded gems. And then lastly, this one had a line going across here, and I thought, why don't I just make a little tag? And only one edge was deckled, so I put that to the back. I used a 1-inch circle punch, and that's Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby. I've had these for ages. This is a sticker, so I put that sticker on the designer paper. Here's the glitter washi. I had a little scrap of this hemp metallic stuff, which is unwinding, I see. I'm not going to deal with that right now. And I just used one of the gilded gems, and inside I just have another little sticker that says "For You." And I figured there's enough plain space in here that you can write a message that can be a gift tag, right? So that is it for my vintage ones. What do you think? Let me know, honestly, what you think of them, because I struggle with vintage, and I tried. I tried. I think this one really needs something. I'm really thinking stickles all around the edge on this too. But then I was thinking, well, maybe that takes away from the vintage. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So the next thing, when I was looking for my stickles, okay, here's the thing. I have not organized my non-Stampin' Up! Christmas stamps and dies yet. So they're all in a plastic bin, which is sitting on top the plastic bin where I store my stickles and other glitter glues and liquid pearls upside down. So to get to them, I had to move that. So when I was moving that, I decided to look through it and see. I was originally thinking, oh, maybe I can find a better vintage stamp. Well, I did, but I was kind of over vintage by then. So I found this Newton's Nook Newton's Candy Cane is what it's called. It's from 2017. So I, where did I see that? Here it says 13 to 18, but somewhere, oh, right here. 2017 Newton's Nook Designs. That's when I started paper crafting. So it's very possible I either got it in 17 or on clearance in 2018 early, maybe. I don't know. But it also had die, so I of course got those too. And you know, it's a kitty cat, and I had to get it. And I had never used it, so I used it. And I made 2 embellishments, and I'll bring them in and then I'll explain. So this is Stampin' Up! Sweet Sorbet cardstock, and this background paper is from Stampin' Up's Sweetest Christmas. It's this one. No, it's not that one. It's this one. And it has red stripes on the back. I was looking for something that actually had the candies in it, like these. But it only had, there's other ones that have candy canes, but I didn't feel like using candy canes because I already did that before. I think one of my first Embellishments, or maybe it was 10 on the 10th. I don't know. Anyway, so I stamped the kitty in Memento Tuxedo Black. I used Stampin' Up's alcohol markers, Stampin' Blends in Smoky Slate, Light and Dark, and Tahitian, no, Parakeet Party, just dark, I think, or maybe, no, I think it's light and dark. Flirty Flamingo Dark for the little paws, nose, and ears. And I did use Sweet Sorbet originally to color the red in on the candy cane and on the candy here and here. This is Tahitian Tide and Parakeet Party on this one. And on the belly, I originally put a little ivory down, but I went over it with the Stampin' Chalk marker to make it more white. This one I didn't do that, but something's on there. But the ink on this one bled a little bit over here, so that's why I put this sentiment kind of over that part of the belly, but I still colored it with the chalk white. And then this is Orchid Oasis, Light and Dark, and this one is just the Parakeet Party. I didn't use the Tahitian Tide. I used Wink of Stella on the greenish ornaments, candies. But on the candy cane and the candies, to make them shinier, I used these glaze pens. Glaze. Now somebody said, are they the same as Jelly Roll? And when I looked online, I think so, but mine say glaze pen, and I'm pretty sure years ago I got them at Michael's, and I'm wondering if this one is leaking because, or something else leaked on it because it's kind of shiny right there. Anyway, the white one has a lot of ink yet, but it doesn't come out as fast. This one came out really nice and fast. They're by Sakura from Japan, glaze pens. I love them. I used to use them a lot more, and then I got away from it. But I don't know if you can see how shiny the candy cane is there. And also this candy. There we go. And same on this one. And then both of them, I just took glue and I used this glue, which I'm trying to use up. It's okay. It's a little too runny for me, and it's not a fine enough point that I wanted. And I just put some of this Snow White Cartwright's glitter, ultrafine opaque, on the little hat tassel and also the brim of the hat on both of them. So I just put down glue, I let it sit for just a minute, and then I used these little spoons, which were also Cartwright's, I believe. No, they are Art Institute art glitter spoons. Didn't even know I had them, but when I was looking for this stuff, I found these. So luckily I had them together. First time I ever used them. Worked out well, so I only took a tiny little bit out and sprinkled it on. Let it sit for a second, and then I tapped off the excess on a paper and then put it back in. So these will last a good long time. No idea if they still have it, how much it costs, or anything like that. So there's a stamp in here that says wishing you a sweet holiday. So I used that one. I thought that was more appropriate because I don't know what these will be used for or who it will go to. Peppermint Kisses and Mistletoe Wishes is cute, but I didn't want to use it today. And then in the middle of these candies, I just put a basic white. Oh, I have an extra candy. See how shiny? Isn't that cute? Now this one I didn't do the ends. I left them white. Where here, these I colored the ends in. And I thought, you know what? Maybe those would be cool stamped on vellum and then color the vellum. I don't know. I don't think the glaze pens would work on the vellum. Anyway, I used basic pearl jewels on right here, and then I put 2 hearts colored with the dark Sweet Sorbet alcohol marker. And I used the pearl ones, and I used 1 small and 1 large on each card right here. Oh, and these I just used my Stampin' Up! Layering ovals, which I think are not available anymore. I can't remember. Yeah, I think they came out cute. What do you think? Please remember to go check everyone else out. I showed them some crafty love. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful November. And I'm sure I'll talk to you again before that, like on the 13th probably. Hint, hint. So come back on the 13th. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.